everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kamira, author of imperfectlife.com, a blog where I talk about navigating life after pet loss. The following suggestions are taken from a wonderful guest post on my blog by cbccares.com. So you're here because you're trying to figure out, how do I talk to my kid or my young one about pet loss? So one of the first things that you want to do when it comes to discussing pet loss or the death of a pet with your child is you want to be honest. You don't want to use vague language or lie and kind of make light of the situation, so to speak. You want to be straightforward. So for instance, if you had a dog, let's say the dog's name was Max, and Max was suddenly suffered from death, like he was poisoned or had like a freak accident with someone. Let's say someone accidentally hit him with a car. You don't have to be super gory or share specific gory details, but you should not lie and just say, Max went to sleep and never woke up. You want to be honest with your kid. So you could say, unfortunately, of no one fault of their own, Max was involved with an accident in a vehicle, and he won't be coming home because he passed away due to his injuries, and leave it at that. You don't want to have to get into any gory details, but the advantages of being honest, aside from just the principle alone, is that kids nowadays, especially nowadays, they're very smart and intuitive, and you want to be honest and show them the respect that they can be able to handle this. I'm sure it's way harder to execute this, but I guarantee you they will appreciate the honesty. Sometimes I think that as adults or parents, we may not give children the credit they deserve for being able to handle the hard and tough stuff with life. And they're a lot tougher and resilient than we may think. So when it comes to discussing pet loss, be honest, but just have a gentle touch. Honesty is best, but less is more. Also, I think when it comes to children and young adults, they'll appreciate the honesty, because when you're not trying to sugarcoat and protect their feelings so much, when it comes to them growing older, they will actually respect the fact that whether you're a parent or, an older adult speaking to them, that at that time you had enough respect to tell them and be honest with them, instead of perhaps you share a false tale or a false lie, and then, a decade later they discover the truth and it completely shifts their reality. So, that's number one, honesty. Number two, you want to be able to listen and comfort them. At the same time, every kid reacts differently to losing a pet or a best friend, so this may vary. So some may ask questions like, what happened? Why is this happening? Why is this happening now? They're too young. Or some children may cry. Some may get angry first. But try, your best to stick it out with them. Be by their side physically. You want to try to practice patience and listening to them. Get out their frustrations. Get out their emotions and let them get out their questions, and then react to what they're trying to tell you. I'm sure this is, easier said than done again, but these are all tips to try to help them as best you can. You want to try to comfort them as best you can by means of hugs, if they're receptive to that, or if they're the type of child that needs time to just process and they want separation time. Every kid is different. Some kids aren't touchy, feely. You want to just give them their time to process and respect their grief, how they interpret and process when it comes to grieving. Every young adult is different. You can say, I'm going to leave the room, or to discuss if you can, want to make them feel comfortable. Just say, this is really rough right now. I know it's a lot to take in. I'm here. Just come to my room whenever you want to talk about this and discuss it. Just leave it like open-ended so they feel like they can come to you and feel welcomed when they are ready. Because every kid is different. Some may need that immediate comfort and hugs, and some kids just want to be left alone just to process on their own. And that just leads you into also the 5 stages of grief. Reassure them that, like, look, it's okay. It's okay to have shock and disbelief and denial and anger and, crying. And then eventually, with time, acceptance of the situation. So reassure your young ones or your kids that, look, these mix of emotions is completely normal, and you want to show them that you respect their feelings and this is all part of the process. And lastly, you want to reassure your young ones or your children that you want to put your emotions and feelings into actionable steps, and give them the opportunity to take an active role when it comes to taking a part in this whole process, in this grief process. And what I mean by that is taking an active role in the putting together of the pet's final arrangements, whether that means the burial, preparing a burial site and grave marker, or preparing a memorial garden, or getting a keepsake together or a scrapbook, coming together and making arrangements for a cremation. You can have them take an active role in participate with the family or friends, depending on your situation. It makes the situation less surreal and more finalized. Additionally, it will bring a sense of closure at the same time because they're working together with you to take an active part in finalizing their pets, life. And so, with family members or if there's multiple kids, there are many options you can do. Some people choose to cremate if that is an option. You can do things like pick out an urn together as a family, or they can pick out an urn. I know there's urns on Amazon. You can also get them through catalogs, through the organizations or companies that are doing the cremation. There's also, you can look at if you're like choosing to bury or get a grave marker or a headstone, if there's going to be a quote or a special saying in memory of, Dog Max, to the best fetcher ever, or, the BFF for, the Smith family, the, head dog in charge. I don't know. Anything that will help the child be able to take part in the memory and memorial of that pet is going to be helpful. Cremation and burials are not always an option. Some may want to not participate in that at all, and that's okay. Other things that you can do to memorialize the pet, family member, you can use photos. These can be physical photos, but more likely digital photos nowadays. But create digital photo albums, memories. You can use positive memories, family events where everyone got together, pick out the favorite memories. You can use, you can use an app like Canva or another photo sharing app like Shutterfly. Create a digital collage of memories where you can put a collage of digital memories together and then have it printed. Or you can even use something like Shutterfly. Not only you can print collages of memories, you can print them on items, like create your own custom blankets, beautiful blankets. And then when the blanket comes in the mail, the children can have these beautiful blanket of memories literally on their bed to remember their pet by. So it's just another way so that they can take an active part in memorializing their pet, but also have a keepsake as well. It does not have to be so morbid. Again, you can use sites like Shutterfly. There are custom designs like you can use on Amazon. There's other things like pet pillows that they can choose from on Amazon too, if you have even small, very young children that they don't quite, want to or are not unable to participate. But, having a pet pillow they can snuggle up next to, that's another great memorial gift idea and option. So just to sum up with, in terms of talking to young children and young adults, they can be actually more resilient and accepting of grief than we as adults may give them credit for. And losing a pet is so tough. It's one of the hardest things in life I feel like we'll go through in a lifetime. And, enduring pet loss is so difficult, but it is not only putting off talking to children about this topic, is not a good idea. Being direct with them shows that, you have to address the hardest things in life head on. Death is a part of life. They will learn that in this, talking about death of a pet. It will teach them about this is part of the cycle of life. Everything has a cycle. One day, as adults or parents, that day will come where, those that are older will pass on first. And unfortunately, when it comes to pets, their life cycle is so short. We learn that lesson way too soon, but it's a necessary one. So with death of a, pet, kids will learn these life lessons. They will come away understanding how to deal with obstacles and trials in life. They will learn to understand what hurt and pain is of this type of magnitude, but they will also at the same time understand that there is a journey to healing, and with that healing they'll learn to find a new sense of normal once again, but yet continue to love and find joy once again as well. So 2 other bonus items I want to just share with you that may help as resources when talking to children or young adults about loss, because I know it's not so easy. Sometimes some kids are way more introverted. Maybe they like books or don't like talking much at all. So there are 2 books I want to suggest. I personally own these 2 books, but you can get them on Amazon. One is called I Will Always Love You. The other one is called Until We Meet Again, From Grief to Hope After Losing a Pet. Both of these books are by Melissa Lyons, and these are beautifully illustrated, super quick read books, perfect for children or young adults or even grown adults like myself. But I will show you a few images here or some clips as I'm talking where you can kind of get a peek inside. Until We Meet Again, From Grief to Hope After Losing a Pet. This one is a wonderfully illustrated book, basically sharing the joys that pets bring us and how our lives change after, we lose a pet, and how we can learn to cope and continue to share that love. And they show us, and the best thing we can do as we move forward in our healing journey is return the very same love that we showed them, is to also show it to ourselves and to others on our healing journey. So that's that book. And the other book, I Will Always Love You, this is also a great, more generalized book dealing with death, but just knowing that there is great love shared with those that have lost a loved one, a beloved family member, a beloved friend, pet too, but this one's more generalized. But when you lose a beloved person in your life, know that that love transitions to the other side, but always remains. The love never diminishes. And this book kind of illustrates that although the love is still there, it's just different. And although the person's not physically there, they continue to love us from the other side and continue to watch over us and protect us. So those two books I just wanted to share as a helpful tips. I hope sharing this video with these tips gave you some helpful ideas how to discuss losing a pet or pet loss with your kids and your young ones or young adults at home. I wish you the well in this process because I know it's not easy by any means. I will leave links down below for the 2 additional books that you may want to consider getting a copy for yourself. Also links to a couple suggestions I mentioned. But both books are a short read, very simplistic, very heartfelt, and very touching. They're beautifully illustrated books that you may find useful. And again, I'll leave links to a couple ideas I mentioned: pet pillow, custom blankets, those type of ideas, and urns. But they may be a potential memorial gift ideas. I'll also leave a card up above or at the end if you're interested in other creative bereavement gift ideas I have on my Redbubble shop. You can check that out. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please give this video a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.